A restless young man spent nearly a decade chasing every philosophy and forbidden sect he could find, while his own mother wept and prayed for his soul every single night. Today, August 28, the Church celebrates Saint Augustine of Hippo, one of the towering minds in the entire history of Christianity, born on November 13 of the year 354 in Tagaste, in Roman North Africa, the son of Saint Monica, and who died on this same August 28 in the year 430, in the city of Hippo, at age 75, while Vandal invaders laid siege to its walls. As a young man, Augustine was anything but a saint. He drifted for close to 10 years into Manichaeism, a sect that claimed to explain the mystery of evil through a cosmic struggle between light and darkness. He lived for years in a relationship outside marriage with a companion with whom he had a son, Adeodatus, and he tore through one philosophical system after another, desperate for real answers about truth, evil, and the meaning of his own existence. Nothing satisfied him, and nothing quieted his own mother, who followed him all the way to Italy simply to keep praying him home. That prayer was finally answered in 386, in Milan, when Augustine converted to Christianity under the direct influence of Bishop Ambrose. Ordained a priest in 391 and Bishop of Hippo in 396, he went on to write the Confessions, a strikingly honest account of his own sin and conversion, and the City of God, composed after the shocking sack of Rome in 410, exploring how earthly power relates to humanity's true spiritual destiny. Declared a doctor of the Church, his writing on grace, free will, and original sin still shapes Christian thought today. Augustine's life teaches that no amount of wandering puts a person beyond the reach of a love, and a prayer, that simply refuses to give up. On this same day, but many centuries later and in an entirely different corner of the Christian world, a small boy in England watched soldiers drag his own parents out of their house simply for being Catholic, and had to run out into the night still in his nightclothes. That boy grew up to become Saint Edmund Arrowsmith, born in 1585 in Haydock, England, and executed on August 28 of the year 1628, in Lancaster, at age 42, a martyrdom the Church remembers on this very date. Raised in a Catholic family that paid dearly for its faith under the Protestant reign of Queen Elizabeth I, Edmund carried that early trauma of his parents' arrest into his own religious formation, eventually training at the English College of Douai in France, an institution built specifically to prepare exiled English priests for a homeland that had outlawed their calling. Ordained a priest in 1612, he returned secretly to England to minister to Catholic communities forced underground, a pastoral mission so dangerous under English law that the simple act of being a priest ordained on English soil counted as high treason. In 1623, already a mature priest, Edmund entered the Society of Jesus and kept up his clandestine ministry under constant threat of capture, until supposed fellow believers betrayed him to the authorities. Arrested and tried in Lancaster, he was condemned to death for the sole crime of his priesthood, and executed by hanging followed by public quartering, the harshest punishment English law reserved for its gravest offences. He was beatified in 1929 by Pope Pius XI and canonized in 1970 by Pope Paul VI, honored among the 40 martyrs of England and Wales. Edmund's life teaches that a childhood wound, however deep, can still be transformed into a lifetime of unshakable courage. In a very different way, a Protestant minister spent long nights wrestling with a single question about which church truly carried Christ's authority, a question that would eventually cost him his life. This is Blessed William Dean, born at an uncertain date in the 16th century in Yorkshire, England, and who died hanged on August 28, 1588, at Mile End Green, near London, a feast the Church also keeps on this same day. William once served as a Protestant minister of the parish of Friston Monk, but after an intense personal search into the nature of the true Christian Church, he converted to Roman Catholicism, a decision so dangerous that it forced him to leave England altogether in 1581 for continental Europe, where he was ordained a Catholic priest in Soissons, France. That ordination alone, once he returned home, marked him under English penal law as a criminal guilty of high treason. He was arrested and held in London's Gatehouse prison, sentenced to death on August 26, 1588, and hanged just 2 days later, alongside 7 other English Catholics executed in the same wave of persecution near London, a group remembered in Catholic tradition as the 8 Martyrs of London. Pope Pius XI beatified William together with his 7 companions on December 15, 1929, honoring their shared witness under threat of death during the final decades of Elizabethan religious persecution. William's life teaches that real conversion sometimes demands walking away from everything familiar and safe, simply because conscience will no longer let you stay. And with that, we close today's 3 saints. If any of these lives moved you, follow Saint of the Day, like this video, and comment asking the intercession of Saint Augustine, Saint Edmund Arrowsmith, or Blessed William Dean for someone you love, because every like, comment, and share like that truly is a small act of evangelization. Most of all, share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, the complete prayer to each of them is right here in the video description.